This is your host, Chris Iacono, and you're listening to Season 5, Episode 7 of Atomic Rumpus. If you haven't already, please leave us an awesome review on iTunes. It's the quickest and easiest way to help out the show. Look, I don't know how their rating system works, but they got some stupid algorithm. The more comments and 5-star reviews we get, the quicker it shoots us up in their charts. You got a couple of minutes, hop on there, boom, 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 5 stars, boom, 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 awesome comment, boom, 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 you've helped me out. Grazie. Thank you very much. This intro has gone on way too long now. Here's the show. Half a million bees have died in Iowa due to vandalism. 2 teen boys have been charged with the crime. The Sioux City Police Department filed charges against 2 boys, aged 12 and 13, in connection with the vandalism of over 500,000 bees. Left half of them dead. Or there's 1 million bees, and half of them are dead. That's a lot of bees, guys. Look, I don't know too much about bees, but it sounds like a bee holocaust right there. This is going to be written about in bee history and bee myths. 1,000 years from now, the bees are going to be like, remember that time those 2 douchebags came by, pissed on the hive? I don't know what they did. Let's find out. So, husband and wife beekeepers discovered a big surprise when they went to go inspect their 50 beehives, and all the hives had been overturned and hacked apart. The supply shed had been ransacked. They had over 500,000 dead bees and $60,000 in damaged property. Here's what they had to say. Quote, "They knocked over every single hive, killing all the bees." I know, that's what people from Iowa sound like in my mind. So 3 weeks later, after an investigation, the police department arrested 2 boys in connection with the vandalism. And it includes 3 felony charges. And you know what? Good. You break my bees, I break your face. Seriously, somebody mess my bees up, I would go apeshit. I would go outright Pierce Brosnan, vigilante, Liam Neeson, Jack Nicholson style. You killed my bees, bro. I will go John Wick on a motherfucker. John Wick 2, Revenge of the Beekeeper, starring Keanu Reeves. I've been waiting to do that joke all week. You like it? I thought it was good. You know how much bees that is? There's going to be a whole fucking crop of apples that die now. You know what bees do? They make all your fruits and vegetables. That's right. You like asparagus? You thank a fucking bee. Hey, these little assholes. I tell you, man, these goddamn entitled kids these days. You know, don't get me wrong, everybody vandalizes little things here or there. Nothing major, you take a Sharpie pen, you scribble your fucking friend's name on a bathroom stall with his phone number, be like, hey, call me for a good time, and then they call, and his mother picks up, and it gives her trauma. It's a vandalism a little bit. That's okay. I'll kill nobody's bees. How the fuck they kill 500,000 bees? They didn't get stung. The name of the boys is being withheld because they're juveniles. We could just call them douchebags. Generation Z. That's what they are. They're Generation Z. And I'm really glad we're at the end of the alphabet, to be honest. Because this generation, they keep getting fucking worse. We're at Z? All right, good. There's no more generations of snot-nosed punk bee killers after this? Great. So after the vandalism, Todd LaCroix, you like the water, like that silly water? You ever had the LaCroix water? LaCroix water is like the water. It's like you were drinking seltzer, but somebody yelled out the name of a fruit in the other room. And you kind of felt it in your brain. That's what LaCroix water is like. So this LaCroix guy, he got nothing to do with the water, though. So Todd LaCroix launched a GoFundMe page to recoup some of the money. And so far, it brought in about $30,000. I think it's done now. Man, I'd have given him a couple bucks for bees. I got to mail this guy a bee. I got to put 4 bees and a wasp in an envelope and send it to Todd LaCroix. So since these kids are juveniles, they're not going to go to prison. They're not going to go to jail, which, yeah, I mean, I think it's bad to send kids to prison. But I hope they do something to these assholes. You got to teach these kids a fucking lesson. You don't go killing people's property. So Justin Engelhardt, he started beekeeping 6 years ago. He authored a book called The Wisdom of the Hive, so he must be some type of bee magician. The more I studied about the bees, here's a quote, the more I studied about the bees, the more I was fascinated by their behavior. End quote. Now, maybe I should have studied teenage boys. The more I hear about the asshole shit they do, the more I'm confused about their behavior. So he was talking, he says, the bees communicate with each other by dance. Do they now? I didn't know that. You got dancing bees, bro? Man, 500,000 dancing bees dead. The world has lost a lot of artists this last month. It's a shame. Apple orchards won't get filled. No more fucking honey. There'll be a spike in the price of honey in Sioux City. It says here, if a forager bee leaves the hive and finds a very good nectar source, she'll return to the nectar source and dance on the face of the comb inside the hive to let her other bee friends know the direction and distance of the nectar source. Oh my, that's amazing. These bees know where to get the good drugs. See? I knew it. I knew animals were smarter than we thought. She's in there shaking her ass like Joe's got that bomb nectar, yo. 4 miles down, make a right at the apple orchard. Avoid the teenage boys. Don't die. Moment of silence for the bees, please. We have got a very special shout out right now to our new patrons. Thank you so much, Mary Jane Eckler. You get some content. Mr. Crow, thank you, Mr. Crow. You get some content too. Mr. Brandon Patsell, and also special thanks to Matthew Preston. Thank you guys for being our new patrons. If you haven't heard your name yet, be patient. We do the shout outs once a month for all the new patrons from that previous month. And for the time being, enjoy all the outtakes episodes. So let me quickly explain how the Patreon works. It's a set monthly subscription. You pledge a certain amount per month. You say, okay, maximum $2 a month, or maximum $5 a month, or maximum $10 a month. And at that level, you get a bunch of content that comes out at that level. $2 a month, and you unlock all of the $2 content. This is content not released on the public iTunes feed. You get your own private RSS feed that you can pop right in your device, and then all this bonus content goes right where you go. So you don't pay for each piece of content. You pay once a month. That's it. At the $5 level, we've got full episodes. At the $10 level, we're going to have all the archives, and there's going to be some extra special stuff coming for the $10 level, too. It's a surprise. It's a surprise. A few months it'll come out. I got to keep it the mystery. I got to make it the tease. So yeah, and also there's a little community going on there. We're all chatting, we're commenting on the posts. You get to chat with, I'm on there chatting a lot, Nadine's on there commenting, Brando's on there commenting. Probably the quickest way to actually get involved with the community on the show. Not to mention, you help keep the lights on, and it helps us produce more content. Like, no joke, if everybody listening to the show became a supporter, we would be able to quadruple the amount of content that goes out. Like, at that point, we could become a show that goes out every single day. Would you imagine that? Listening to my mouth every single day? Oh my God, I would enjoy that. I think most of you would enjoy that too. We'll get there eventually. We'll put that on the goals for 2018, 2019. Daily Guido. There's a big running cost to produce the show. I mean, every time we record, it's 4 or 5 hours in the studio. We got to mix down all the music again. We got to put them all together. And then there's the management of all the channels. We pay for all the editing software. We license the music. So believe it or not, that $2, that goes to a lot of people, a lot of different things. You can also say that, once you become a patron, you're a job creator. A little bit of your money's going to host, a little bit is going to here, a little bit is going to there, and an artist over here is getting a little bit. That's right, you could be a real job creator. Put that on your resume. Thank you to all the new patrons. Hey, keep your ears out for the next shout out. Check our Patreon out. patreon.com/Atomic Rumpus. Right? Are we clear? Okay, we're clear. This is your host, Chris Iacono. I am joined by Nadine and Brando. Hello.
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 All right. What's going on in the world? Well, this year's flu vaccine is only 36% effective. It's like a D minus.
36% is an F minus.
Is it an F minus?
If you got a 36% on a test, not only did you fail the test, but they kick you out of the class.
I thought a less than 10% was an F, but apparently,
dude, like 50%. I think it's like 50%.
55, I think, and lower. I don't know who made this system originally.
It's obvious neither of you went to school.
I mean,
I went to all the school.
I did once.
I went to almost all the school.
All the school.
The flu vaccine is going to be getting a less than stellar performance rate of 36%. And we have to record 1 billion audio things today because both of you had the friggin' flu for like 2 weeks in a row.
It was horrible. I haven't gotten sick in like 10 years where I couldn't get out of bed. And this was, like, I had half the time wishing I was dead and the other half thinking I was gonna die.
Wow.
It was pretty bad.
It's like a bad trip, man.
It was like a 2-week bad trip.
Wow.
And then I found I had pneumonia on top of it.
But so you don't even like leave life with any new. You don't come out of the experience with any new life realizations. You're like, oh my god, we're all just vibrating particles of energy in a cosmos.
No, it was like, oh look, my snot is red and yellow today. That's fun.
I'm still coughing. I'm still recovering. God, what, 3 weeks out?
I noticed. as you cough. Like 3 weeks ago, Nadine, the last time we were in the studio recording was a few weeks ago. And yeah, you were getting really sick during the show.
That's right. I was like winding down, like, you know how something runs out of batteries?
Yeah.
Like the little Energizer bunny. I was just like, I don't have anything else in me.
Any zombie movie where that person that's like, they glance at their hand and they look at the bite. And then it looks at them like an hour later and they're sweating.
So it's like festering.
Yeah, and then you look an hour later again, their eyes are red, and they're bleeding out of their ears. You're like, you don't look too good. And then, by the end of the 8-hour period, full-blown zombie.
She like jumped over the table to try to bite you.
Yeah, I could actually see the progression last show.
Yeah, I felt like I was dying that night.
That was bad. It was horrible.
Yeah.
I'm so lucky. Both of you got sick. I think, honestly, I think Nadine got you sick, Brandon, because she was coughing.
So too.
I think so, too.
The last time we were in here, and you weren't sick. Nope. And she got sick that night, and then you said you got sick like 3 days later.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
That was totally you. Mm-hmm. Thank you for that. We all share here at Atomic Rumpus. We're all into communal.
I didn't get it. I did not get sick, because here's what I think happened. This apparently this is the worst flu season in a very long time. I've got a chart here from the news article. The news article says this year's flu shot is in response to in comparison to other ones. It's like look, they've been worse. They have been better. This is 36% actually isn't that bad, but this is peak flu season. The last time it was this bad was 2004. 2003. After that, it was 2009, 2010. So those were the other big terrible.
Let me see that chart. Yeah. I want to see the data. The data.
There's the data.
Here's the data.
Take a look at the data.
All right, hold on.
The data says that 36% isn't that bad. Apparently, there've been flu vaccines that are only 5% effective, 10% effective.
That's crazy.
So this red line is this year.
Yes.
So we're worse than 2009 and 10 and 2003 or 4. This red line's higher.
Slightly higher than the 2009 and 2003.
Which is what I said. It's higher.
I found out why people are dying this year from the flu. Because, like, you hear people are dying, right? But, like, how?
Because they're old.
Or young. But even healthy, like, teenagers have been dying. People in their 20s and 30s. Yeah. So what happens is your body is making so many white blood cells trying to fight it off that your organs just kind of get consumed by the white blood cells and like you just start to shut down.
I've heard that. It's also because they overprescribe antibiotics, which creates this autoimmune disease where your own healing mechanisms attack your body because they think like your organs are invading.
Yeah, that's why so many people are having autoimmune.
Like sneeze and your arm falls off.
Yeah, that's what's scary about this flu. Now, I still if you have the chance to get the flu vaccine, go and get it because it will at least build up some of the antibodies in your system. But if you don't, this thing could easily. This is like This is apocalypse level flu. This could get really bad.
It's 8% of people this year have died. Influenza.
Have died. 8% of people have died.
Influenza-like illness. That's not even necessarily influenza. It just says 8% of people with influenza-like illness. That's the red line.
Everybody I know has gotten sick.
And but I'm not getting a flu vaccine again.
You already got it. You just got your vaccine. Your body just built up antibodies.
Right. Having the flu
Don't
is
call that
much
a vaccine. That's not the same thing as going to get the vaccine.
No, it's not.
And I'm not anti-vaccine, but I'm not pro flu vaccine.
Okay, there you go. Yeah,
I think 36% is better than 0. So at least
that is something to consider. To be like, hey, look, this is only 36% of effective. So should I only give you 33% of the bill? You know what I mean? Like, you're going to charge me full price, but it's like there's a 2/3 chance it's not going to work.
Here's what you do: you give them like 64% more of the vaccine. So just make like the shot 64% bigger.
Oh man!
And then you're getting the whole of it. Right? That's science.
No,
that's science.
That's Brando logic that might get you killed.
No. I think you should go to your doctor and tell him, look, it's only 30% effective. I want 70% more.
Triple of it.
Yeah.
Well, look, I didn't get sick, so I'm good, yo. I'm all right. I'm all right. But yeah, look, the article says that you should get it. Nadine says don't sweat it. I think you'll be all right, to be honest. If it's the flu that does it for everybody, oh well.
I mean, there's worse ways to go. I don't know any offhand because it really sucked, but I imagine like burning to death would be worse.
It was really horrible. Like grown-up fever is no joke.
Electrocution.
It was painful. Everything in my entire body ached. Like I wanted to jump out of a window just to make the aching stop.
Right, and there's no like, nothing helps it. Like that was my problem too. Is I have back pain intermittently anyway, but this was like, I felt like I just spent an entire year picking up trash, like bending over and picking up garbage on the highway because my back was just on fire and there's nothing I could do.
My hips hurt. Like my hips, my low back.
Well, look, I mean, I had this flu before both of you had this flu, so I was
look at the hipster.
Right? Yeah,
he had the flu before it was cool.
I knew it. I've known this flu way longer than you guys, and I can tell you, it was way harder for me back in 2009. Just have to let you know.
Oh, I'm sure it was way harder for you.
It was way more difficult.
Right. I'm sorry. Our flu is diminished because of your horrible.
That's what they say.
System.
It mutated.
That makes it worse.
I know.
So we had worse than you.
But that's why the flu vaccine doesn't work, because they start off and then it mutates and then it's like, oh, well, the virus mutated.
Because it's a living thing. It wants to live. It's like us, deciding to go inside and protect ourselves from the
and then they go, come back for next year's shot.
$39.95.
It'll be 38% effective.
We are creating a superbug. That's what's happening. All these antibiotics and all the hand sanitizers. Think about that. Every time you use hand sanitizer, sure, you're killing 99.99999% of the viruses and bacteria, but you're leaving, it says it right on the bottle, that you are leaving behind 0.00001% of some hardcore shit.
Right. That's the survivor.
That is, yeah.
That's the dude in the bunker with 2 shotguns instead of hands.
Exactly.
That he sawed off his own leg to use as like a shelter.
Yeah, you've left behind some separatist libertarian amoeba that does not like your hand sanitizer.
Do not fuck around.
Yeah, fully armed, all right? He's got... So yeah, every time you use this stuff, we make it worse. So I think that's what's happening right now. I think that's what we're seeing.
But I don't think you can stop using. I mean, I'm not going to if I shake the hands of some old lady who just sneezed all over herself, I'm not going to refrain from using hand sanitizer because I'd rather kill those 99.999% of old lady snot germs.
No, it makes it worse. Like when I worked in hospitals, oh my God, they'd make you get every single vaccine, every single shot. There are... what is it called? The goo that you put in your hands, the hand sanitizer?
Yeah.
There are goo machines on like every door. So people just almost like OCD. They walk through and they just hit the hand sanitizer and are constantly, and that's where they have all the superbugs because you can't maintain that kind of sterility. Like life will find a way.
That one.
Yeah.
Little guy.
Jurassic Park style.
Yeah, Jurassic Park.
So we should all just live in our own filth. Don't wash your hands.
Yes.
There's some wisdom in
take
that.
Showers.
Yeah.
Just
not don't take a shower.
Have pets and don't think about how gross they are.
Yeah.
You can kiss them on the head and rub your face all over them.
Yeah.
Totally cool.
That's mandatory if you have a cat.
Yeah.
Actually.
Next time on Atomic Rumpus.
And my immune
Chris
system,
licks a cat.
Yeah, like
and never gets the flu. Licking a cat is about 85% effective. Okay,
against the flu.
Make sure you're subscribed to the podcast by searching for Atomic Rumpus in any podcasting app. Find us online on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Atomic Rumpus. Or visit our website at atomicrumpus.com, where we've got merchandise and other goodies. Have an awesome week.